Welcome to your class, The Science of Analytical Human Behavior, the study of why people buy and why they follow the leaders that they follow. Today we're just going to do an overview, share a couple definitions and principles of what we're going to be covering over the next few sessions. I will let you know right now that creativity in this course is king. You're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to sit down. You're going to have to stretch your imagination a little bit and come up with different ways to apply these principles in an elegant manner. Okay? Not just crassfully like you might see on television, in an elegant manner. We're going to be discussing reciprocity. And reciprocity simply comes down to giving somebody something and then taking from them and taking from them and taking from them. It could be as simple as a small little bottle of water to close that sale. Reciprocity is one of those principles that crosses all cultures and all societies. We all do not want to be obligated for anything. So once you create that level of reciprocity in somebody, you give somebody that don't want to be obligated, as long as they feel like it's a real honest gift and you're not trying to manipulate them, you can take and take and take. Reciprocity is such a powerful principle. It has been credited with changing the world. Reciprocity was a direct result, had a direct effect upon the Living Rights Act. Reciprocity is so powerful that it has had a direct impact in changing the world. We'll discuss how Lyndon Baines Johnson changed the world by using the law of reciprocity in 1964. Reciprocity is a principle that you want to master, and just kind of ignore the fact that it's one of the most popular principles. If you can master this principle by itself, you will change the level of income that you make. You will change the level of people who follow you. Your world will change. We'll also talk about commitment and consistency. Commitment and consistency simply comes down to once you get someone to say yes, they will continue to say yes. You get someone to make a statement about how good they are or what they believe, they will continue to do that. Let me ask you so you can see how important commitment and consistency is. Wasn't it in one of the last presidential elections that someone bought something for it that one of these guys had written 20 years ago? And how we labeled him as a flip-flopper because he didn't believe that anymore? In reality, shouldn't we have grown as a group of people to say, well, no, 20 years ago I thought this way, but I grew up, I changed my ways. But in the political arena, that person's a flip-flopper. Flip-flops on the issues. Okay? People don't want to feel that they're not consistent. They make a commitment, they want to feel they're consistent to it. So let's take an insurance salesman. If an insurance salesman can sit down from across the table and have the father of the house say, well, I really do want to protect my family and kids if I should die. That's a powerful commitment. When it comes time to close that sale, you can bring that commitment back up and it'll close the sale, especially if they said it. But you want to know a more powerful way? Is if the wife says, my husband, he really cares about us. There's no way he would leave us high and dry if he should die. That husband will do everything in his power to remain committed and consistent to what his wife says, and you have a sale. Just bring that back up. The thing about commitment and consistency, you want to be elegant with that as well. You don't want to tell the person, you want that person to say it. You want that person to say, yes, I do care about this issue, and then you can bring it back up when it's time to close. Commitment and consistency, it's a lot of ways we can use that, and we're going to spend a lot of time on that because it is a very, very powerful principle. We'll also go to the principle of scarcity. Scarcity just means the fewer they are, the higher the value, just like a stamp and coin collection. The fewer stamps there are in circulation, the higher that value is. The fewer coins, the higher that value is. The less time you have, the higher your value is. You write a book, you get popular, you have less time. The higher your value is, the higher you can charge. Okay? But scarcity also starts inside of you. Okay? You have to know that you are a very valuable person and you don't have a lot of time. You start there and scarcity becomes automatic. Scarcity will change the quality of your life if you allow it. But you have to be very legitimate about it. Okay? You cannot do like what the internet does. Only 400 of these left at this price. And they put the little red marks on there to say we only have 400 left, and then 300, then 250. And we full well know that within the next week it'll be back to 400 again. Or this will go off sale in 30 hours. Okay, it goes off sale in 30 hours and it's back on sale in 2 hours after that. Scarcity has to be real and legitimate. We're going to create ways for you to make it real and legitimate for you. Social proof. Social proof just means that people will do what other people are doing when they cannot decide what to do. So if you're working with a client and you're trying to get them to close that sale and they're kind of sitting on the fence, bring social proof to the table. Social proof would just simply mean that you're going to take the time to show them you have other clients or other people who are interested. Went into a car dealership one time, and the guy had a bunch of little cards that he had everybody fill out that he were labeled the Better Business Bureau. So he had these little cards saying this guy did great service, Better Business Bureau. He had maybe 200 of them in a little folder that he had. Nothing to do with the Better Business Bureau, so don't do anything unethical like that, but nothing to do with it. But here I am looking at that Better Business Bureau and say, well, at least he's legitimate. Everybody else says he is, so I trusted him. Got burned, but I trusted him. Social proof. You just want, people will do what other people do. So we're going to discover ways, and you're going to be creative. And you're going to find more ways to bring social proof into your presentations, into your speeches, into your life. You're not going to convince a teenager of anything if you don't have social proof. Social proof is very vital and very important to change the level of your life. We're also going to talk about liking. Just like me. That's all we're going to talk about. Like me. Be just like me. And it comes down to a very simple thing, and I can illustrate this for you by talking about commercials on television. We have two different types of commercial. The type of commercial that has a celebrity endorser because we want to be like that person, be like Mike. We want to be like that person. If they drive that type of car, we want to drive that same type of car. If they wear Hanes underwear and we want to be like them, we'll wear Hanes underwear. The other type of commercial we have is the type of commercial where you're the guy next door, the girl next door, person who's just like you, and you want to relate to that person because they're just like you. We're going to learn elegant ways for you to bring that into your sales process as well as into your persuasion process. People want to be around people they like. You can watch presidential candidates, you can watch presidents. Sometimes they got their sleeves up because they want to be just like you. But you know what also sometimes they do? They present authority by wearing the coat and the tie and the presidential emblem. We're going to learn in this principle. By the way, authority crosses all lines, okay? There is no cultural, there is no social, there is nothing that authority doesn't cross. We are taught from kids about authority, how important it is. I'll share a story with you about bacon that will, when you stop laughing about it, you'll say, okay, authority is for real. Okay, we'll share a story about doctors and how their authority can cause you death. We're going to learn about authority. And you're going to learn how to apply authority into your world in the way you want to. Authority just simply means that they believe you. You're the expert and they're going to go for it. You're going to learn how to create authority from the way you dress, of course. From the clothes that you wear, from the perfume that you wear, from the cologne that you wear. You're going to learn how to create authority with the alphabet soup. You're going to learn how just being taller creates authority. And how to create that perception of taller even if you are short. Authority is a key principle and we're going to really dive in deep into that. We talked about social proof, we talked about commitment and consistency, we talked about liking, we talked about authority, we talked about scarcity. The one that we're going to really dive into, and it's going to take us 2 sessions to get through it, and that's going to be transinductions. Transinductions is going to be hard work for you because you're going to have to really be creative. You're going to have to step out of the box. We're going to teach you how to use one-word transinductions. We're going to teach you how to use phrases for transinductions. The one word that people always use is or. You can buy using your MasterCard or your Visa card. Well, that's a start, not very elegant, and we're going to learn more elegant phrases, more elegant words to cause that. Transinductions can and will radically change the way you do business. I'm going to ask you though to approach transinductions by the power of being morally ethical about them. Once you become an expert at using transinductions, use them ethically. Because if you don't, they will come back to bite you. Transinductions will tie it all together. Transinductions will bring authority and reciprocity all together for you. And social proof and scarcity and liking, they'll bring it all together for you. Transinductions will be the most powerful 2 sessions we have, and we'll tie it all together for you so that you can walk away from this course and have the ability to change the level of your life, change the level of your sales, but most importantly, become a powerful persuader of yourself and your family. We'll see you in the first session or the next session. Take care.